Hello, my name is Andrew Jimenez, and I'm one of the directors of One Man Band.
Hello, my name is Mark Andrews, and I'm the other director of One Man Band.
Hi, I'm Michael Giacchino, and I wrote the music for One Man Band.
So me and Andy first came up with this idea based on music, because Andy's such a big music lover.
Yep.
Then we pitched the idea to Michael Giacchino, and we wanted to, because the music was driving the character, the musical pieces had to define what the characters are.
You had to be able to whistle that tune after the first time you heard it, but yet each theme eventually had to overlay each other and sound good together, like they were written together.
It was basically creating a side of the characters with the musical themes. You know, we wanted them each to be as different as they are in the design of the characters themselves. So the music for one guy would be much heavier and more lumbering, whereas the music for the other guy would be a little lighter, more sprightly, kind of a lighter touch to it.
This was me and Andy's first film ever to direct, and we had some great executive producers, John Lasseter and Brad Bird.
One of the first things John ever said about this film was that you can't make this sound like score. It has to sound like they're playing.
Like it was actually being played in front of you by these characters.
And it was hard because we had a 38-piece orchestra, right? But here's just one guy playing. So how do we make the music sound like he's playing it? And I think one of our thoughts was, for the first half of the film, keep it very simple and keep the orchestration, everything very simple, so you really hit it over the head that you believe it. And once you believe it, you can maybe cheat just a little tiny bit, and maybe that big sound isn't coming out of that guy, but you buy it. And
at that point, you're not thinking about that. At that point,
yeah.
You've bought the characters, you've bought the story. So then we can go a little crazier with the sound and the music and all of those.
And one thing that got it a lot of the way there was the ambient noise that goes with the characters.
Sounds of these rigs and the metal and
The
The Foley.
That was done where you hear the rigs every time they move. I mean, it really sells well.
We really worked with Michael closely here, back and forth, even in the boarding process of this short. Mike was writing the music as we were doing the board. So we were finalizing score based off boards, based off of score, based off boards.
For me, that was the coolest thing ever, because usually I don't get the film until it's completely finished. And this was a chance to actually be a part of the story.
We had our fantastic editor, Steve Bloom, make sense out of our chaos.
Well, I also felt sorry for him, too, because I felt... No, I mean this. I felt bad because I felt like he was in the middle between you and me having to fulfill what you guys had on your boards and also having to deal with the timing and the music that I was giving him. So if it wasn't working perfectly, he would have to deal with that and then somehow hope that I wasn't going to say, well, where did that measure in music? And I have to say that every time he would make these cuts, it never bothered me. Everything was great.
So we get up to a point and then the music stops. Then we have this stretch of time where it's non-music and they're just playing off their reactions. Angus McLean, who is our supervising animator, and our crew of animators really did an awesome job. And
basically, the movie's a silent film, and it's all acting, it's all performance, and that's what takes this film out, and that's hard.
Our first idea with these two guys is that they would have this fight, but then they would resolve their differences peacefully with cooperation.
And there was no girl. There was no little girl.
Separate, they were okay, but together
they were
great.
better. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, thousands of people in the town are there, and they get showered with money. And
so we boarded that, and we found out that I wasn't funny. And no matter how hard we tried, cooperation is not funny. And so it all changed.
Mark Robertson was the violinist who did that solo.
And he worked on it for several days.
Yes. And he would call me on the phone. How's this?
minute.
How's this? What is this? Is this all right? Because it was kind of a fingering nightmare as far as the playing it on a violin. But he really nailed it.
And the speed, yeah.
It's just fast.
What's funny is on the sheet music, on the page that's called Girl Gone Wild, and the speed notes at the top of this page just say, fast as hell.
It was a great experience, and we have all these people to thank who helped us see our vision, make the movie.
Make the film, because without them, you and I would still be in a story room throwing drawings around. And the artistry of everyone in these credits shows up in every frame of this film.
So thank you.
Thank you very much.